Okay, we're going to start off looking at a couple of things which I might have mentioned in the last video, but I sort of ran out of time. And the first one is how to colour in a particular area, such as a super output area. So I'm going to open up my map, which has the town boundaries, the middle super output areas, and the lower super output areas. As it shows a little chunder and then zooms in. Right, so what I'm going to do, if we click on that, we can see all of them. Bring everything up, make sure we can see all of them. Right, so I'm going to get rid of low super output areas, get rid of the boundary area, and this is a bit not really what I want, so what I'm going to do is going to go to change that to just a red one with a boundary. Right, now if we zoom in to find the park, so there's Albert Park, and we know this is the area called Park, so if we double click there, some information comes up telling us that this is the LCL name Park. Right, now say we want to colour that in a particular area, perhaps we might have some information from index of deprivation scores, and we're colouring different low super output areas, probably more likely. All you do is click on that and it puts in red automatically. Okay, so we'll get rid of that, and if you go over here you'll notice that this little item has now appeared in the contents table. If we right click on this, we don't like the red one, we can have it green for example, so you could have the next one a different colour if it was a different data point. Okay, if you want to get rid of it, all you do is go to right click it again, click on remove, and ask you if you want to remove it, and we do, so we'll get rid of it. Right, okay, so the next thing was a little thing from the analysis tool called adding a buffer point. So what we're going to do is, we'll close it up while I zoom in a bit more so I can see what's happening better. Okay, so create a buffer point. What this does effectively is create a circular boundary around a particularly specified point. So we click on the point we want, which I'm going to click on the fountain at the centre of the park. There it's given us the grid reference in longitude and latitude. So how many metres do we want to go? Shall we say 100 metres? Click on 100 metres and run. Always seems a bit off-centre to me, that. I'm not quite sure why. Okay, so we want to make another one, say 200 metres. Straightforward, let's click on run. And perhaps another one at 400 metres. Now the point of this is if you had a geographical area such as a low super output area and you wanted to map the average distance to say food outlets, what you do is basically probably on the population centroid, we'll be looking at centroids in a little bit, and then basically just draw a straight line from the centroid of the population to each of the food outlets. Okay, so we'll close that up. One residual question is, it says 100 metres, 200 metres, 400 metres. Is this a diameter or a diameter or a radius? Perhaps you might want to have a little think about that. How would we measure it? Okay, hopefully you've had a little think. And you measure it using the measuring tool. So we click on the measuring tool, go there, pull out to here, double click to complete the measurement. I'll discover it's, I haven't put it particularly accurate there, it's about 400 metres, so it's clearly a radius. Okay, right, that completes what I want to say about outstanding issues from last week. So we'll now move on to looking at the centroid data we downloaded from UK Borders last week and how to import it. Well, first how to convert it into longitude and latitude, and then how to import it into ArcGIS Explorer. So let's have a look at the Excel file we downloaded last week. Actually it's one I've downloaded since and includes information on Redgar, which I'm going to delete, so it'll complicate matters a bit. Not that I have anything against Redgar, you understand, just don't need it here. Another one I actually need to get rid of. Okay, so we've got the information from Middlesbrough here. We've got some things which seem a bit obscured. GID, got the name, the town plus its numeric designation, pop east, and over here pop north, we want them put together. Geo East and Geo North, which we want to get poly. We've also got LCL name, which is names, for example, like Middlehaven and University and Park. And a bunch of other stuff over here, label and X point and Y point, which we don't really want. So I'm just going to straightforwardly select them, right click and delete. Right, so we don't need GID, so I'm going to get rid of that the same way. Next thing we want to do is move LCL name next to the name. So I'm going to insert a column here. Right click there, cut, go back over here and right click insert, insert the cells. Right, so pop east, we want to probably get rid of that one, so we're going to get rid of that. and insert another one after this. Obviously you can play with this, it's straightforward to do. The zone code we don't want that, so I'm going to delete that. Well, I'll move pop north, so cut pop north. I don't want to copy it, I wanted to cut it. And click it in here, insert cut cells. Right, we just need to now just delete that, and we're now in business. Right, so I'll just set everything up so it looks quite nice. Save it. Right, so that's what we've got the information here, sort of. There's a couple we still need to make some further changes. We've got the name, the LCL name, pop east, pop north, geo east, and geo north. Now it's worthwhile reminding ourselves which of these relate to longitude and latitude. So if we just open up the presentation from the last video, so east is latitude, north is longitude. It's quite important that we don't get them confused. So for now what I'm going to do is just put in another row here just to remind myself. So east is latitude, and the other one is longitude. Okay, we don't need to do the other two. Okay, we'll get rid of that, we don't need it anymore. Right, so what we need to do now is create two files. One for population centroids, which is what these measures are, and the other one for geographic centroids. So I'm going to go File, Save As, I'm going to call this Borough Pop. Save. It often complains quite a lot when you're trying to save things in CSV format, but it's very important you do. If you save in Excel, you won't be able to import it into ArcGIS Explorer. Now I've got to save as, and this time we're going to save as Borough Geo. Oops, Borough Geo. Right, now because we don't want the population information in this one, I'm going to select it. I'm going to right click and delete, shift cells left. We indeed do. And we'll save that, and then we'll close it up and open up. You see, when you save things in CSV, it often goes through a long palaver before it lets you actually do things. So we'll open up Borough Pop again. And in this case, we want to keep Pop, and we want to get rid of Geo North, so that's straightforward. So it's going to delete them. Right, so now getting pretty close to where we want to be. Now this information here, as I mentioned, needs to be converted into longitude and latitude. So what we need to do that with is the batch conversion tool. But first I'm just going to save that. The batch conversion tool we mentioned in the first video, and here it is. It's already got some information in which I'm going to delete. So I was going to play with it earlier on. Right, so there's a batch conversion tool. It's referenced in the last video. Right, so what we want to do is take this information, right click and copy, and open up the batch conversion tool, and go into here and right click and paste. So it goes in a nice straightforward fashion. We need to tell it, we've already done this, we could have converted from longitude and latitude into XY, but we start off with XY, and as such it knows that we're going to create two columns of data separated by commas. We need to change that to tab. If you don't change it to tab, it won't work. So we click on convert, and it immediately converts it. So we've got the original data plus the NZ for 98801, which you may recognise if you've done map reading using Northern Survey maps, and the other stuff here, which is the longitude and latitude. So we just select all that, copy, and go back to our Excel file. Now we'll paste that here. Just paste it in, just as text. It's not giving me that. Right, so there's some information here which we can use to confirm that that is the same as that. That is the same as that. So the grid reference we don't want. What we want is these two here. So all we do is select these. We're going to delete. Shift cells left, and it nicely puts in latitude and longitude information. So I'm just going to delete those two. Shift cells down. Entire row. Okay, right, now it's automatically reset it, so now we've got the information in the format we want it. So Middlesbrough with town designation, the identifier for the middle superoperated areas, and the longitude and latitude. Now this is in a form which we can now import into ArcGIS Desktop Explorer. So I'm just going to save that as its usual, chuntering, and close it up. Yeah, I'm going to close it up. Why keep asking me this? I don't know. Okay, yeah. Right, now I'm going to pause here and do a Blue Peter thing. Well, I think I pressed pause too early. I'm going to pause now and do the Borough Geo one in the same way in Blue Peter. Okay, so here's the two files, Borough Geo. Now notice name, LCL name, latitude and longitude. Very simple data set, nothing complicated. Notice also it's probably a good idea to start in the top left hand corner rather. I often don't when I'm doing Excel tables. In this case it is a good idea. So we'll close that one up. Save, blah, blah, blah. And here's the other one, Borough Pop, which you'll notice is the same. Name, LCL name, longitude and latitude. So close them up. We'll now import them both into ArcGIS Desktop Explorer. It's gone through this strange Raj thing it does. Right, open up Arc, which is here. Right, so I've already got my information for the town in, so I'm going to go to Add Content. In this case we're adding text files. Okay, so first we'll do Borough Geo. I'm going to say no because I want to take through the whole process. If you've got a couple of sets of data which you're confident of, once you set it up, you can import it using the same format. So we'll click no there. And in this case we're importing from comma delimited. That's what a CSV file is. Don't need to worry about any of this stuff. First line contains field names, needs to be ticked. That's important. Remember, contain name, LCL, latitude and longitude. Okay, go to next. Longitude is the same as longitude. That's the name we've given it. We could have given it another name, but we didn't. Right, down here we can give the information which has already been added in actually. We could have picked any of the field names in case the title in this case is going to be the name and the description field is going to be the LCL name. So we click on finish. A little chum to do itself, and we will see a number of little blobs have appeared. And over here we'll see a lot of information has appeared. I'm just going to minimise all that. And get rid of the low super output areas, get rid of the town boundary, and you'll notice now that each medium super output area has a geographic centroid. So if you click on that one, that is Middlesbrough 16, Martin and Montauk, for example. Okay, right, so we're going to add now the population centroids. So we go again to text files. In this case we go to Borough Pop. We will do it on the same basis because the data is exactly the same, so we can just do that automatically. Right, now some things of the same colour have appeared which can be a bit confusing. Let's minimise that. So what we want to do is change Borough Pop. So we go to Properties. Okay, beg your pardon. What we need to do is bring all these down, select the first one and holding down Shift, select the whole lot and click Right, Symbol. We're given a bunch of symbols. There's lots of amusing symbols there you can use, and you can add your own. But in this case, we're going to look for another little blobby thing, which is a different colour. So we'll have a purpley blobby thing. Now we'll notice now they've changed. So if we zoom in again to where we were earlier with Park, I'll make Park a bit easier to see by changing that again to transparent. So where are we? Yes, there's Park there. Okay, so if we zoom into Park, there's its two centroids. So this one, if you're not sure which one it is, if you click on there, it's not the purpley one, it's the orange one. So that's the geographic centroid. So there's the geographic centroid of the Park low super output area, beg your pardon, middle super output area, and there's its population centroid. So if you click on that, it will tell you that's Park. We can add more information in this, and as I say, we can do things with changing the colour of the data set for the outline as well. So there we are. That is how to get the data from what it's called now, the UK Borders data set. Get it into a condition where you can import it into ArcGIS and then import it. So that was how to do your centroids. And obviously, once you've got your centroid there, which one was the geographical one again? Okay, so the pink one is the population one. We can do what we did earlier on in terms of analysis. Create a buffer point there, create one here, and then perhaps do a bit wider one, maybe 500 meters. Click it for run, and that gives us a 500 meter radius around the population centroid for the Park low super output area. So there we are. That completes this practical part of the video. Thanks for listening.